Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So I'm going to talk about action figure stands, and these are the ones I just bought in case you're curious which ones I'm referring to. But before I get into those, let's first talk about the ones released by Mattel. So this was the first one that we had that was kind of cool for a flight stand, they would call it. And it has an articulation point up here, so you can put a guy in there, make it look like he's flying or something. You just put that around his waist. Well, they had different interchangeable sizes, so let's get the larger size with a larger Lion-O waist. There we go. And you can stick them in there, pretend like Lion-O is flying. I'll turn them this way. There you go. Now it's like Lion-O's jumping or flying or something else. You know, it's kind of a interesting way to go. You can also turn it around so it looks like he was just jumping in the air, for instance. Hug. You know, like he's just jumping for joy, whatever it may be. Well, these stands I liked a lot. They were really cool. You could do all kinds of cool ideas with them. You guess like they were being punched really hard or something. Oh, like he just got hit in the chin and he's flying back. All kinds of cool features and ideas. But I didn't buy a bunch of these when they first came out, so I kind of kicked myself for not doing that. So then Mattel came out with these ones here. And these ones here are kind of clever because they have some attachment points in the back to store your extra sizes so you don't lose them. Instead of trying to have these loose pieces sitting around you got to try to fiddle with. And they would extend. Oops, you can make it extra tall. There we go. And then it would have an articulation point here. And it was actually ratcheted so you could hold things better. And it had a spot back here so it wouldn't fall backwards, and some spots here. But it just looked too clunky. When you start to use it and you want it to look invisible in your shots, you know, for taking pictures, when you try to pull off as much as you can, it just starts to look kind of clunky after a while, having this big old thing hanging onto your figures. And so I like these ones better, even though they weren't invisible, just because it was clean and aesthetic, and it looked almost like it was like a flare or something, like some kind of motion showing, you know, something flying or going up, where this one has just, I don't know, looks very mechanical. So for stop motion, these did not work very well because they're always in the way. But for just posing figures, this works really cool. So I decided to get these clear ones here. And these clear ones, when you get them, they come in these sheets. I already pulled some parts off, like models almost. And you take them apart, and there's all kinds of different lengths. We have 3 different lengths of these poles right here. We have a short, medium, long, and you screw them together yourself. And it comes with all kinds of end pieces. And then the end pieces then attach like different size clamps. 3 different size clamps. And this is the medium size one. And then here's a small clamp, so you can kind of see the difference. And then the large clamp, I haven't built one because I have no need for it, but it's a little bit larger. So let's talk about these. So what I did notice was when you add weight to them, you can see they are quite flexible. And that's a bad thing, because as you get these pieces longer, when you have heavy figures on there, and if you tighten the screws up, you'll end up flexing this piece in the middle here. And so I tried to use some, these are actually the shortest ones. I put 2 short ones together to give me the least amount of flex. So when I put my figures in there, they won't be flexing quite so much, because unfortunately these kind of figures are a little bit on the heavy side, and they do cause a lot of flex when you try to actually put them in a spot to have them like be jumping or something else. Now, there we go, and you can kind of see how it's just really flexing right here. Now, normally for this thing you would turn it around this way if you were just going to pose it for like a shelf or something. But even still, you'd have to move it a lot closer, or just use a single piece here to show he's jumping. But for stop motion and for doing some video stuff, you need to have this further away. So you'd have to add some sort of weight. And I actually found what I'm probably going to use. Let me show you here. Is I'm probably going to use this big clamp right here. And just Judd clamp it right there. There we go. And now that way I can control this guy and do little motions and show him jumping or whatever else I want him to show doing. Just move a little bit up at a time and click and click and click and click until it looks like he jumped really super far in the air. Attacks with his axe. Now the bad part is, of course, now I have to try to edit these out of the video, which could be quite the task to do that. And they got a lot of flex and bounce in them, so you have to wait till it stops bouncing before you take your photograph. But for still shots, you can do some pretty cool features with still shots. In fact, take a look right here. I have a shot of, this is just a figure sitting on my desk at the time, and he's just doing a flying kick into He-Man, and took another one and has his battle axe flying off, and you can see I have that extra long. I took all the longest pieces, made one giant one for lightweight things to have them in the background doing stuff. So there you go. All right, so that's my review. They are very flexible. They do not hold things very well if they're far away from the base, but if you need to, you can find some weight to put on here. Here's one I just made. It's just one single one to make it easier to hold the guy. And this one here is also one single one as well. That way then it holds them better in the air and less chance of them falling over. All right, you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching, because I'm the man. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and see you guys next time. I'm the main man.